Yeah, I know what type of time I'm on when I step in the scene, man. Had them bottles ready, had them sparkles ready. It's gonna be a good night. Last time around, it was different. Somebody tell them pay attention, nigga.
Yep. Welcome to a brand new episode of Another City Opinion Podcast. It's your boy John, my co-host Bree, and my guy Dev, and the motherfucking back.
Yo. Johnny's gonna start this pod by singing happy birthday to me. Go ahead, Johnny.
I gotta say happy birthday.
You didn't call and say happy birthday.
I wrote you.
Yo, he wanted ASO happy birthday, Bree.
Hey, that's what I would did if you wasn't my wife.
That wasn't valid enough.
Come home.
I thought that was valid enough. Obviously, I've known you a long time, but I thought that was a valid one.
Right, he's known me for 14 years.
First off, this should have happened on the last episode. This is after the fact.
Right, but you can't say happy birthday to someone prior to their birthday. It's bad luck.
But by the time it drop, it'll be your birthday.
You're right. Johnny, you fucked up. You didn't say happy birthday to me. So everybody who watched
that is true.
Fuck you, Johnny.
It's a weird open door with that, because you said it's bad luck as well, but your birthday was on Friday or Saturday.
Johnny, don't fucking play with me. We've been friends for almost 14 years.
I know your birthday is the 4th, but I'm saying when the 4th was Saturday. Yeah, so either way, it would still have been early.
Right, it still would have been before my birthday.
Yeah, because the episode came out Friday. I would have to drop the episode on Saturday.
Man, we got fair folks. We don't believe in bad luck.
Man, it's not wrong. No, I'm trying to say it's not wrong believing in God, but sometimes bad luck be in the universe.
All the females who watch this pod, go comment on the bottom. Fuck you, Johnny. From
on behalf of Bree.
Right.
On behalf of Bree, it's fuck Johnny. But I did wish a happy birthday. Happy belated birthday on the pod for the world to see. But I did write you.
Whatever.
Yeah, that's crazy. Berkeley, that's 2009 has been about 14 years.
Right.
Niggas old, bro.
Yeah, I'm still in my prime.
14 years. God damn. That shit's only gonna stack up.
You know that meme where it says if she looks this good at after her 30, she's always gonna look this good? That's me. That's not y'all. That's me. All right, I'm done. Okay.
Glow, technically it's your birthday month. It's your extended birthday weekend because your birthday was on a Saturday. We shoot on Tuesday, so it's an extended, birthday thing. I know you was previously trying to get your little mini vacation, you was talking about Dev not showing up to OSA. I trying to get like a mini pie vacation, celebration of your birthday, but you're here, so.
Right.
You're here, so.
Look, these pies is paying our bills, so we got to do it. You feel me?
That's the goal, man. When the pies paying for everything.
The pot is paying my bill right now, but
that's the goal. When the pot is doing all that, then we can kick back, joke about everything in the long run. You gotta grind it out.
It ain't paying my bills right now, but it is a job, and I should have called out today because I called out yesterday for my real job. So, but I'm here.
This is your real job. That's your side hustle.
Also, when you called out, you just said, "Yeah, I'm not coming into work."
I had requested that Monday off.
Oh, you requested that.
A 3-day weekend.
That's valid. I didn't want you to, and nowadays, people do a lot of self-incriminating. I didn't know if you was just like, yeah, I'm sick. I can't go to work today, and they gave you the day off, and then one of your coworkers see the episode, and they tell them, "Oh, Bree said she was sick and didn't go to work, but she said she was on the pod talking like, fuck the job. I ain't going."
It was crazy. A lot of my coworkers watch this pod, and I should not talk shit about my job on this.
See, look at that. I told you, look.
So I'm not gonna talk shit. They were the same people that said I cursed too much on this pod. So
Well, there you go.
I don't
See,
give a
pay
fuck.
attention, Bree. See, look, I held you down, Bree. I held you down just now.
What happened?
I said I held you down just now. You out here about to go on a thing, but even though you already called it out, so you're good. But just know you said your coworkers be watching every now and then, so I'll.
Right, and I'm still gonna fucking curse because that's what the fuck I do. So
Well,
I'm not clocked into no fucking clock. So
Mm.
go ahead, Johnny.
in the spirit of talking shit, we're gonna jump right into it. Chris Rock. Like pieces of his actual special, I guess, leaked. It was supposed to be a live special, so I don't know how such and such of the leak, because it was supposed to be like a live thing. It was supposed to be the first. Remember, we talked about it episodes ago. It's the first live stand-up comedy show on Netflix. Well, that Netflix was doing. So some of it leaked, and it got some reaction. And then obviously, when you see the special, you get some of what was leaked in full context. But overall, I seen the special. I thought it was a good special. We're gonna get to what everyone wants to talk about and what we've been talking about for almost a year now. We're gonna get to that part, but the whole point of the special, I felt like he themed it well. Because the way he built up to where he got to it, because basically it's at the end of the special. Not to spoil it, but he did it smart. He didn't wait to the beginning, middle. He waited to the end to say what we've all been waiting to say for. But the theme basically was selective outrage, and that's what he called the special, selective outrage, and how people pick and choose what to be mad at, or people will be mad at one thing. But basically, it's overall the pick and choose, and I thought the theme was good, and he spoke about that with different other jokes. But you mix a little realism with the comedy, it's gonna ruffle feathers, especially nowadays. Comedians can't really be comedians. People gotta understand comedians are comedians. They gotta have their own, do what they do. But overall, I thought it was a solid thing. He's been getting mixed reviews because there's a lot of backlash to certain things he said. But let's get into the the slap. I thought I'm not gonna lie, the way he came out and did the comedy, and he came out and did it, he might offend some people. But I thought it was funny as shit. I'm like, the ups. I knew he was gonna take it to. Eventually, he was gonna channel all that, what he felt and everything, to his a stand-up special. Like he was gonna do what he's gonna do, and he came out, talking. He was talking. He was talking crazy, but I enjoyed it. It was funny, but
Well, I know this is what a lot of people been waiting on. Because again, it's been quite some time now since the incident happened. And again, Chris Rock was one of the big proponents in regards to comedians not being able to say the things that they want to anymore. Like people got on his ass about saying that before, because he was talking about how you can't make jokes about gays, you can't make jokes about all of the touchy points in America and culture now, whereas comedians always had the safe space to do so. So with him being slapped by Will and shit, he called it and that is selective rage or whatever, because Will Smith, everybody prior to him doing what he did at the Oscars, everybody that commented on him and Jada's relationship, fucking the entire COVID time, the COVID quarantine, they were the butt of the joke. Everybody had something to say about them. And the entanglement, Jada kept dropping those red table shit with a hot button every episode and shit. So they were the butt of jokes and comment. Everybody had comment on their marriage, and it took Chris to be the straw that broke his back. And like Chris said, you slapped me because nigga, you can slap me. You swung at me
Right.
because you knew that's something that you could do. But when he first did that shit, I always said, like, when that shit first happened, I'm like, yo, you don't put your hands on no black man in front of all those white folks and shit. Like, I was against that from the jump. But he right. And now he had his moment to touch on it. Of course, it's gonna be mixed reviews because that's the way people is and shit. But I think he made his point felt. A lot of people are going to enjoy it and shit, and it's a fact. That was a bitch ass move by Will. And if I was Chris, it'd still be on site when I see him. Me and my brothers were gonna jump his ass. That's a big fact.
I don't know. I just think that we should expect from comedians to say jokes and to say whatever's on their mind. This has always been the case, even with white comedians and
the comedy space is just
always been that open space where they do it in such a way where it's like damn, but it's not like damn. Like it's hurtful, but it ain't like ouch, because they make it in a fun and laughable way. So now that a lot of comedians can't even say certain jokes because it's like they get canceled or they get, that canceled culture is getting to a point where now I can't even say anything because, we're going to get canceled. And so a lot of comedians are just saying, well, if I'm going to get canceled, fuck it. I might as well just say what I want to say. And this was the special to do that. And I'm happy that he did it. I'm happy that Dave Chappelle is doing it. I'm happy that even Kevin Hart is doing it. They don't give a fuck. Like, they're at a point where you're going to cancel us anyway, so we might as well say what the fuck we want to say. Right. And so, why not?
Yeah, and again, like you stated, comedians always been the person who could reflect on culture, just no holds bar. But because they said it in a comedic way, we were able to digest it and shit. And
right.
So, and that's been taken away because it's still, now it's like we're so hypersensitive. It's like, oh damn, you still can't say that, even if it's funny as fuck. I don't care what you say. If it's funny, nigga, I've heard white comedians say racist jokes that I died laughing at. Right. The shit was funny. If it's funny, it's funny. The shit might be harsh, but if you land the punchline, I'm laughing. I don't give a fuck. And I understand what you're doing. It's your job. It's your profession. It's your job to make light of these large and sensitive topics and shit. It's always been that way. So I don't think that needs to change. Yes, we changing as a people and the culture change, but I think comedians should still have that space. I'm just glad that Chris finally, touched on the situation because it's his life situation that people made fun of.
Right. I just like
he get his rocks off.
Like I understand. People have. He said it in it. He said people have been making fun of her. People have been saying things about her. Why? She's been
they've been in the butt of the joke for years now.
Right. Yeah. And so why is it okay? I get it. He made a joke about the Oscars with her a long time ago, and now he's making another joke at the Oscars. But motherfucker, that's the time to make the jokes, because that's when they had their whole stand and shit.
Motherfuckers didn't call Jada a predator, and they ain't saying shit. Motherfuckers didn't call her a whole
abuser, because
whole sex offender.
Right.
Ain't nobody said nothing. Not one of them defended nothing.
Right. They have
now he come out.
They called her an abuser because August was
she was an offender. She's a sex offender. If any other nigga would have did that, that's the case. People have blatantly called her out and called her as a sexual offender.
I mean, I get
predator.
I get what he was saying when he was like, Jada never had no hair, so why we acting like she got hair now?
Worse, she's been bald headed her whole career. Now you got alopecia and shit. Come on, and you acting like they acting like alopecia some fucking terminal illness or some shit. I got fucking alopecia. And I ain't sitting there like, oh, my life is over. Like, what the hell? Like,
there's wigs for that.
And that's what I'm saying. People didn't clown them for the dumbass remarks they've made throughout the course of this last 4 to 5 years. It's like, it's laughable. Y'all are clowns.
No, but he also emphasized that basically also in that thing, because I know they shortened to get to the point, but he talked about he's like, everybody in the world has been cheated on, but nobody in the world has ever been interviewed by the person they was cheated on with.
Right.
And then that was one of his jokes, was like,
exactly.
Jada basically told him I forgot what he said, but he said something like, basically he said Jada basically told Will that Jada sucked August's dick. How you feel about that? And put the mic to his thing. That was one of the jokes he basically used.
Hey, Will was clowned that video. His face super red. Like, these moments in time, people ain't gonna forget. fuck the Chris Rock shit. Let's talk about the lead up to that shit. The goofy shit they've been doing. The goofy takes they've been having. Like, people don't forget this shit. Like, come on, man, y'all Will slap Chris because he knew he could slap Chris.
Yeah, but he also said that too. He said he slapped me because he knew he could beat me.
Right.
He said he knew he could beat me. Yeah, I think it was some of the verbiage in his, in his jokes. That thing, obviously, he called Jada a bitch. That didn't go well. That's been getting some backlash. Obviously, he talked about Will, but overall, I enjoyed the special. I thought the special was solid. But it's just we're in a different culture of time now, so it's like the name of the special, Selective Outrage. So it's like people are picking and choosing what to be mad at instead of being mad at what people need to really be mad at. People who's picking and choosing what to be mad at, and it's influencing how they feel on certain things. And I feel like that's with this special, especially comedians can't mix. There's always been a plus when comedians mix the realism with the comedy or whatnot, but now times is different. People just, I don't know. I feel like people was a little turned off on the fact comedians mix the realism with the comedy, depending on what they believe in or the views don't coincide with their views. They feel a type of way about it.
And they so funny, and again, they pick and choose when they want to fucking counsel people. That nigga Louis C.K. beating his dick in front of people, and nobody say nothing about Louis C.K. If you don't know about Louis C.K., he a big comedian, and his freaky ass beating his dick in front of the TAs and shit at shows, and doing all types of wild freaky shit. Nobody say nothing about Louis C.K. But you can't even make a joke and shit. Louis C.K. straight up beating his dick in front of staff at comedy clubs because he felt like it. And he's a white man. And that shit gets thrown under the bridge because he's funny. But
that is something that's in comparison to what they're trying to cancel.
But I'm just saying, like, the act he did should have got his ass canceled. But he's funny. But I make a joke about somebody or a particular group, then I'm fucking canceled. But as long as I could beat my dick in front of you, I'm good.
Mm-hmm.
Weird times, bro.
No, it definitely is weird times. So it's definitely weird times. So I feel like
comedians, some advice: say whatever you want, and then beat your dick in front of the crowd. They'll forgive you.
I would say, but I just feel like we're supposed to have freedom of speech, but I feel like every other day or every other week, the freedom of speech is challenged in this country. Like,
I believe there is freedom of speech. It's just there is consequences to the freedom. I do believe that's true, and I don't believe in censoring people, but there is consequences to some of the shit you say.
So no, of course, there's certain stuff that you can't say, but I feel like at this point, it's just like if you're about to say something that say we disagree, politics, religion, or something I believe in, and on the other side of what I believe in, people feel like, oh, your opinion, even if you put an educational point, like you're not like you come up with like an educational point. Facts. You come with facts, educational, like you say a smart statement, but you just happen to be on the other side that people are arguing. Yeah. They try to discredit you and try to, it's crazy. It's crazy times, man. It's like you gotta be on whatever the narrative side, whoever the narrative side is on, that's the side you gotta be on, or the side of whoever's trying to control the narrative. If you ain't on that side, you can't say shit. They just expect you to, keep doing what you're doing. But y'all should check out the special. It's only an hour long. There's a few laughs in there. Another part of the special that probably got people mad was he did a bit talking about Meghan Markle and stuff like that. But again, selective.
I mean, I just again, it's his story to tell, whether we like it or not, whether we want to say, oh, he provoked Will, whatever. It's his story to tell. So let him tell it the way he wants to tell it. And he's a comedian, and that's the way he wants to tell it.
He's gonna tell it in a comedic way.
I would say quick there. I just want to get your feedback because this is another part of like the story that also caught backlash is him talking about Meghan Markle. If y'all watch it, But it was a part he was basically like he basically says
that bitch was never black until she felt racism.
No, but he basically said I don't even know why she's complaining. You basically saying you acting like you ain't know the royal family was racist before you married into them. And then he basically said he basically said they're the originators of racism.
But that's what I'm saying to you, Johnny. I'm saying the same thing. She never thought she was black until she felt that racism. So I wholeheartedly believe that she thought they weren't going to treat her like a black woman because she thought she was white until she realized, bitch, she ain't white, she black. And now the racism is hitting her, and now it's, oh, poor me. Fuck you, bitch. You've always been black.
He made fun of that, and then he basically said like she got the privilege of being light skinned. He talked about that. But that whole thing when he was talking about it, that shit, I found it funny, but it's a topic that ruffled again feathers because people felt like, they didn't like when he was talking about her. But again, I felt like that's another thing of selective outrage. But it's comedy, it's comedy. But
colorism is real, okay? Right. So within the black community, colorism is real, and she thought she could get away with it because she was light skinned. So,
well, if y'all don't even gotta watch this. I would say watch the special, but if y'all want to look it up and watch that whole thing when he does that whole part of the show and just watch it. I thought it was good. It was funny, but again, selective outrage. But we gonna leave Chris Rock in that comedy special, and let's get into a funny story. So. This woman, right? This woman ran up her 73-year-old aunt's DoorDash account. I don't even understand why would you do this. She ordered basically $12,000 worth of food. She ordered $12,000 worth of food, and basically she got arrested. But damn, she made 136 orders from November to January.
From where?
DoorDash.
No, from where though? What restaurants?
Oh, it says, cop says, including Big Lots, PetSmart, Walgreens, CVS, Dollar General, and a number of fast food restaurants.
She was ordering more than food, man.
Yo, she went crazy.
She bought it from Big Lots and shit. She bought a refrigerator. From
Big
DoorDash.
Lots?
Big Lots is like Walmart, like, but it has like a lot of like it's like a Walmart.
Do we have Big Lots in New York?
God damn!
It's like
this what made it worse.
Type of place, like they're in Illinois. But I don't know where she's at. Where she's at again?
It took place in Louisiana. She lived in she was arrested by Louisiana cops. I guess the place is called Hammond. The place where she's from, it's Hammond. Is 60 miles northwest of New Orleans. That's where the niece is from.
So where's she looking at? Where's she facing? Do they say?
She's facing 816 criminal charges of identity theft, bank fraud, computer fraud, felony theft, access device fraud, and exploitation of the infirmed, according to the sheriff's office. But this is the thing. She ran it up about $12,000, but her bond was $18 million. God damn.
They trying to keep her ass in there. She a credit card scammer. She a cracker. She a card cracker.
She might be, but damn, if you doing that, why do it to your aunt? Like, why would you do it to your own family member?
They trying to throw her on because it's under. It's like, yo, you thought you was slick because you ordering from motherfucking Chipotle and motherfucking Big Lots that we ain't gonna notice that you ain't paying for none of this shit.
Yo, you know what makes it crazy? See, Banks is some funny. Banks be funny. The aunt noticed because her account was over hundreds of dollars overdrawn. It's like, damn, like after one shit goes over, why are you still letting other shit go over?
Yeah, they keep letting that shit go.
That's wild, bro. That's crazy.
It's like the Rico. I'm gonna keep. I got enough to lock you up, but I'm gonna keep adding shit to bury you.
That's a crazy amount, like legit crazy amount.
I need enough to bury your ass, so ain't no fighting. Keep your head up, sister. Free her till it's the other way around, right? Ain't that what they say?
No, she don't get to get freed.
Free. What's her name?
Her name wasn't revealed.
Free Jane Doe until it's the other way around.
She don't get to be free, but still in food.
Free Jane Doe until it's the other way around, man.
She could just ask her aunt for the money. But she could legit ask her for the money. But damn. $18 million bond, 816 charges. God damn. Not all them charges gonna stick, but it's like, damn, they really offer it. Yeah, she's about to do at least. I think she's gonna do at least 10 years.
Again, they try to throw enough charges at her so she can sit down for a nice little minute.
Yeah, she's definitely she's definitely gonna plead out.
We ain't gonna get all of them to stick, but we get enough of them motherfuckers.
Yo, imagine they get like shit. Imagine they get half of them shits to stick.
Exactly.
Yo.
Free DoorDash though for a while. I'm just saying though.
I just want to know exactly what store she ordered from.
You mean like fast food restaurant?
Yeah, like what's her taste?
What she was really spending her money on?
Yeah.
They didn't reveal like the thing. The only ones they revealed was the stores I said.
All I know is I would have been bougie. I would have been ordering seafood every weekend. We would have been having lobster and crab legs every fucking weekend.
She ordered McDonald's and shit.
Right. Fuck McDonald's. If I'm going to jail, I'm going for it.
She was probably hitting up. I don't know. There'd be certain restaurants that be in other states that don't be in New York. She probably hit some of those restaurants.
Right.
Those fast food restaurants. But sheesh.
Fuck that. I want seafood every weekend.
They took all of that. They took all that.
Shit.
For some door.
I'm not cooking for a whole month. Shit. Fuck that.
For all that, she was gonna take shit. She could have took that money, try to flip it, and get more money, pay her aunt back, and have her own money made off of what she took from her aunt. But she went crazy.
That's a bit much, but I'm still not. Listen,
I don't understand it. I legit don't understand it. But, wish her the best of luck, because she's gonna need every ounce of it. Is that she deserves luck? Probably not, but I'm gonna just keep it positive. Wish her the best of luck.
I hope she gets DoorDash delivered to the jailhouse.
Imagine she finds a way to do that.
If she does, she the GOAT of the year.
She about a CEO song? Shit. If the CEO and she getting food coming, like, yo, better put an order on that for me.
Nah, that's hilarious. You think like these shits go to the jail? Like, yo, I got delivery.
It's a white collar crime, so she ain't gonna be in no max.
True, that is true. But what I was gonna say,
I'll be in one of those day room fucking
Yeah,
prisons.
not the CEOs can order food, and other staff members that work there can order food.
Right. Put it on there, use this card. Like they just have this one account that has one of her cards on it that everybody can order food from. Hell yeah, I'll get you some.
Mm-hmm. But
everybody eating from this card, I bet. And if that shit get popped, then it's over. Like
Be
so,
in the whole fucking jail and shit.
I ain't worried about the jails. If the CEO's eating and I'm eating, I don't give a fuck.
That's what I'm saying.
Well, you gonna have to feed the rest because niggas might snitch and shit. Niggas gonna go to the warrant and say, yo, the CEO's buying that nigga dad food and shit. That nigga dad was eating Chipotle the other day.
that's hilarious. But we're gonna leave the DoorDash thief alone, and we're gonna get into technology. You know, we talk about it all the time. Technology seems to advance, and it's gonna keep being more advanced. We're eventually gonna be in the Matrix. This bucket. Are we gonna be allowed to be in the Matrix? That's the question. Are we gonna be allowed?
We already in the Matrix.
Sort of. I'm saying like they don't really round us up and plug us into the machine. We ain't plugged into the machine yet, but we're gonna get there eventually.
It's in our butts. We don't know it. It's through the record. It's through the record. They don't tell you that on the movie.
Imagine they should, as a joke, they should have put that in the movie.
Yo, that should be wild. Niggas wake up from the Matrix like, my ass.
And then they gotta plug that shit back in to get back to the Matrix.
Big ass water hose plug in your ass and shit.
That could be a funny parody, man.
That could be.
Funny parody in future C2 culture capsule content. We're gonna have to put that in the vault. We'll make it work. That's another one we could chalk down as a funny idea that hopefully we could get out and shown to the world. But speaking of technology, Ford has patented the technology for cars, so the technology to put in cars, so basically the car can self-repossess itself. So instead of the repo man coming for the car will go back to where it came from.
Go back to the dealership and shit. I mean, it makes sense. Cars are self-driving now. And so if they can self-drive, then they can self-repo. Like they drive themselves back to the lot. I'm just hoping if I'm in one of those cars and I'm behind, like on my payments, I'm not driving. Like, where the shit just locks you in and you can't get out and it's just driving you to the lot and shit.
It's driving you to make that fucking payment.
Like you can't open the doors and shit. You just like, you can't get the fuck out the car. It's just driving. You can't like control it. It's going straight to the lot and shit. You can't even get out of the motherfucker. That's embarrassing.
Bro, that'd be horrible. Then like basically you pay or you gotta walk back to where you came from.
Word. Because with these self-driving cars, while they're driving, when you have it on a self-driving setting, you can't unlock the doors because motherfuckers are trying to jump out the car. So it's like a safety thing.
Mm-hmm.
So if you in a self-repoing car, the door's gonna be locked because they don't want nobody to get hurt. But your ass go get the embarrassment of having to go all the way to the repo man. Shit.
Is that really bad though? I mean, you do owe the company money.
Yeah, but I think it depends because it gives these companies kind of power. Say say you miss a payment, but every now and then, let's say every now and then you miss a payment. Where do they decide like, oh, this person missed a set amount of payment, or once you miss a payment,
you have to have some system set up, and you have to sign off knowing like, yo,
if you miss
if you're a few months behind on your payment without setting up a payment agreement
or something,
we won't come. That motherfucker will come to us like.
And it's been a dangerous job for these repo people.
That is too.
These you owe money on your car, and then you
niggas be ready to fight.
Right, like
yeah.
fuck you. You know you like 3-4 months behind, George.
Man, I was about to make a payment. Like, yo, bro, I got hired to take this car. It's not my car, you know what I'm saying? I don't know your situation and shit.
Like, George, now you know you 4 months behind and shit. Now you want to stand on the hood of the car and shit.
I ain't going nowhere. You ain't
if
going
you
nowhere.
get your ass off that fucking car. It was a dangerous job for these repo men. I'm just saying, it's been a really rough job for them.
But that's taking away a job too, though.
Not it in a way it is, but then
I mean, you get repo for many different reasons. Like, you know what I'm saying? For the parking tickets and shit like that, they come put a boot on your shit or repo your car. If you're parked in the wrong spot, you get your shit repoed and stuff like that.
Yeah, those repo men are still gonna have to
they still gonna have to.
But the ones that work for the actual dealership are the ones that.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure it may.
And those repo men don't stop, because just in case your car breaks down, they still got, and your car can't drive back.
Yeah.
They still got to go repo the shit. I mean, repo is not just
tow it.
Tow it, right?
Yeah.
What I was gonna say, but I also think they're gonna have to pay somebody to keep track of, like, some cars is, say a set amount of cars get repoed in the same amount of area and they all just come back to the lot. Somebody got to organize and put shit together, So there's still, I can see where it could take jobs, but it also could create like a new job for someone that's basically taking care of the repossessed.
Yeah, I mean, it's gonna have a tech person and maybe cleaning services to clean the car and refinish it and all that shit. Right. So you create that dynamic, but I don't know. It's a weird situation. We doing a lot of robotic shit, and we saw the Terminator, and that's all I'm gonna say.
We saw the Terminator. Like I said, we're about to be in the Matrix.
Why do y'all always go back either to the Terminator or iRobot?
Because it's real.
Okay.
They're telling us, man. They're telling us. Gotta pay attention. Gotta pay attention, man.
I'm just saying, every time we talk about like advanced technology, y'all to go back either to iRobot, Matrix, or
because it's real. They be giving us
Terminator
and putting it in our face, and our stupid ass be looking past it. Men in Black. All of these are movies about what's really taking place in front of us. iRobot, Men in Black, fucking Terminator, Harold and Kumar, One White Castle. All this stuff is happening right in front of us, and we don't take it serious.
Harold Kumar. That's hilarious.
All this stuff taking place right in front of us, and we got the blinders on. Open up the third eye, folks.
Superbad? What happened in Superbad?
Ninja Turtles. All of that shit happening right in front of us. Pokemon.
Well, Superbad. People be walking around with fake IDs.
Superbad. Pokemon. You see all these sea creatures in the ocean and shit that be looking weird. Man, them niggas is Pokemon. Pocket monsters. Y'all ain't
Ninja Turtle?
Yes, you ain't seen none of these big ass snapping turtles. I'm pretty sure they know mixed martial arts. And there's plenty Rex in fucking New York City that's big as Master Splinter. So don't tell me that ain't real. I seen the rat carry a piece of slice. So you know that shit.
You see a rat carry a piece of slice of what?
Piece of slice, a piece of slice, a slice of cheese pizza. That shit is real. If that ain't Ninja Turtles, I don't know what is. That's Master Shredder or Master Splinter, whatever.
That's Master Splinter's nephew.
And them motherfuckers as big as him. So
this is sad. This is really sad.
Y'all call it what you want.
This is what the world is coming to, Bree. This is what the world's coming to.
Okay. You got it. Y'all both got it. I'm done.
We won't leave technology. Let's get into some cool, positive news. Nicki Minaj on Queen Radio announced she saw her own label. And she got a roster of artists that's she's signed to her label. She hasn't unveiled the name, but I
It's
guess
gonna be Republic.
Isn't that bitch retarded? I'm retarded.
It's Republic Records under Republic.
Isn't that bitch? I'm about to say retarded again. Why I keep calling her retarded?
Retired.
Thank you. Isn't she retired?
No, she got that new song out.
See, this is what confused me about artists. So,
but you can be retired from rapping and still work in music.
That don't make sense to me. It just never made sense to me. When Jay-Z said he was retired, I'm like, okay, he's hanging the shit up.
Right.
Yeah, but he still had Rock
Nation.
But then he came out with a whole album with Kanye, and it was like,
I don't feel like a musician, and I'm pronouncing that wrong, can retire.
You call them musicians?
Yeah, I said musicians.
Musician?
Artists, right? Our artists can honestly retire because we got love for music, whether you do it on a grand scale.
But Nas has retired and he hasn't come up.
Nas didn't drop 3 albums last year. What are you talking about? Nigga dropped 3 albums in the last 2 years. That nigga Nas was just in MSG a week or 2 ago. This nigga just sold out Madison Square Garden. Niggas don't retire; they take breaks. But when you love music, you get back into it. And Nicki's
you could retire from music, but music is something that you can't retire to because you could always just go to the studio and
that's what I'm saying. Even if in your leisure time, you go to the studio. But I'm not against Nicki starting her own label. I just think Nicki has a bad rep personality wise, so I don't know how she would be as a leader of a label, because she's known to have this diva negativity, and diva in a negative sense. Whereas I don't want to say bitch, but she a bitch, and that's how people be making it seem. So I want to see what she do with these artists she got, and I wonder what the name of the label gonna be.
Yeah, I wonder what the name's gonna be. She hasn't revealed it, but it's probably gonna be something along the lines of Barb's in it.
What do you think it should be? What's
Pink
Recordings? Pink Entertainment?
I think Pink.
John, what you got for Nicki Minaj record label? Maybe she hear this and using this shit.
I'm just guess probably this is probably gonna sound trash, but I'm gonna go with Barb's the label.
Barb's the label. Yep. I wish I had more thumbs so I could get that 4 thumbs down. I'm gonna go. There was Cash Money, Young Money. Now she got
Bad Money.
Barb's Money.
Well, Barb's or Pink Money would be good. Barb's a Pink.
I just don't think she wants to go in the direction that Lil Wayne or Birdman went.
So. No, I don't think so.
So why you gave that name?
Because I'm being funny. That's what I do. I'm comedic relief on here.
Oh, you're definitely the comedic relief.
Look, y'all know I'm in the back, but I'm the front. All right. All right, let it be known, folks. Let these folks know. Why y'all listen to this pod now? Y'all views went up from 4 to 6. Let's get it. Don't get it twisted. What's the new dynamic to this shit?
If that was the case, then OSA's views would go up as well.
OSA we get 10, and that's because of the 10 is from me.
ASO has its days when we beat OSA. I said ASO has its days when we beat OSA, and OSA has its days when they got up. But in the grand scheme of things, Coach Kappa wins.
Exactly.
I hate your sentimental ass. Just let me get a moment. We all know who the superstar is on this show.
I backed you up. I said we have our episodes where we get more views than OSA, and there's episodes where OSA get more views than us. But I said in the grand scheme of things,
I'm this close away from getting a cult following.
She this away from getting a cult following. It's a nigga named Colt. Shout out to Nicki though, man.
Fuck Nicki.
Look, Nicki come with the right paperwork. You sign me, man. We get something going. Know what I'm saying?
Do you really want to be signed to Nicki Minaj though?
Not really, but
why? In all honesty, why not?
Because like P. Diddy, reputation is big to me, and so I'm not saying that I wouldn't, but initially, you know what I'm saying, when you dealing with people and shit, you ultimately have an opinion of them, and it's not always based on a fact. It's stereotypes and shit, that narratives that people created. So initially, I'll be skeptical. But if the money right, she talking right, hey, anything is possible.
But I just think like it's also it's pros and cons to it. You know, what I'm trying to say, signing to an artist, there's pros and cons regardless. You sign to an artist, and if you're decent, that artist has their own connections, and then that creates connections for you. But then there's also it has its pros and cons, because obviously you sign a Nicki and you're pursuing something. She has connections to
music with Cardi or Offset.
maybe not that, but Drake or Weezy, possibly. You don't think Nicki could get them to do a song with one of her artists? Like, say she has one artist that she's really pushing, and she calls Drake like, "Yo, I need you to do, give me a hook or give me a verse, and I'm gonna throw it on this song. I'm really pushing this artist. I think this artist could be big." Nicki can make that call. Shit, Nicki can jump on the record herself.
Yeah.
She's still, her name in this game, so she can jump on the record herself. That's what I'm saying. So, signing to another artist is just being an artist signed to another artist. It has its pros and its cons.
Yeah.
Because there's successful ones, successful stories of artists signing an artist, and then you got the
a lot of artists ain't gonna do what Wayne did for Drake and Nicki.
That's what I say. It varies, it varies. You get the good stories and you got the bad stories.
Like Wayne, again, really built them up and put his all into them, and somewhat postponed his own career to make sure that they shine. Not only them, but Tyga and Young Money as a whole. Like Wayne was really like trying to build his label and build up his artists. Where a lot of cases, and again, you talk about Drake, who has had a few artists with Party Next Door, with Division, with O.B. O'Brien. No, a lot of people tell you that he's never given his artists the attention or giving them the floor to really shine, because he's the biggest fucking artist in the world. Wayne was the biggest fucking artist in the world, and he gave the spotlight to Nicki and Drake and Tyga and the rest of Young Money. A lot of artists ain't gonna do that.
Some artists just need time to be the artist. They just gotta be the artist, and eventually they'll learn the game enough to transition. Drake's still an artist mode, so it's like I don't fault him. Like, he's still one of the not like it's been like that for 10 plus years. Like, he's been the most popular hot artist in the world.
And again, hip hop is a competitive genre.
It is.
So
that plays a role too. That definitely plays a role. It's
always the alpha. It's like, who the best, who's the greatest. Like, that dynamic is always in hip hop, because hip hop was based on the battle. So when it comes to artists, having artists on their labels, that still like kind of plays a part of it.
Yeah.
And so it'd be hard to say like, okay, this artist is going to give me all of what I need as an artist, because we are still in competition if we're practicing the same art and same genre and shit. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, that definitely makes sense.
Shout out to Nicki though. Harajuku Barbie, or whatever she say.
But now we're gonna go from one female artist to a radio personality that's been doing her thing.
Damn, counsel him. He said female. He said female. You live in 1998, nigga? What? What the hell? Nigga said female. How dare you?
Oh man.
How dare you?
Yeah, how dare you, John?
They're gonna attract that energy. One of these days, somebody's gonna watch the episode, and somebody's really gonna comment on me saying something as light as that. Like, I'm not offending nobody, but they're gonna channel someone to really take it out on me. Like, oh, you gotta
You're
use
supposed
proper
to say
terms.
they, John. You're supposed to say they.
This man said female.
Yo,
Wow.
I'm not gonna lie. In all honesty, I felt like growing up. I know that's the term they use now, but I felt like growing up, if you used to address somebody like they, it was slightly disrespectful. You
Yeah,
gotta
because
address
it
them by
was.
their name.
Like, I'm a thing or something.
You know what I'm saying? That's how I was always like brought up. Like, you address somebody, if you don't address them by their name and you address them like they, it was slightly disrespectful. But that's the terminology they use.
They or them again. That's why in Chicago they were called thoughts. Them hoes over there because it was it was derogatory. Them over there, like they didn't deserve to have a name. Like
That's what I'm saying. I didn't choose the terminology, but that's why, like, when they be saying they, I be like, I don't really,
right.
like,
Y'all both gonna go
No,
down.
honestly, and people know this is a fact. If you talk about people in that way growing up, it was disrespectful because it's like you're belittling me. You're not like even placing a title on me. Like
yeah,
I'm
that's
not
what I'm saying. I'm not
a
addressing
not worth the name.
the person I'm calling they. I'm not addressing them. It's like they.
Exactly.
But I don't know if that's meant to be like no disrespect. No, I don't know if that's meant to be symbolic. Like that's how they felt, like outcasts, or they felt like they've been treated like they all their life, so that's why they claim that word. I don't know the whole thing about that, but I just felt like I would never use that terminology because I felt like more
You
on
said
stuff.
female, counsel him.
But yeah, y'all channel somebody gonna go on a rant on me. It's just about my terminology and what words I use.
Bigot. He a bigot. He said they, you sexist, she-male, beta male.
But
yeah, you got one coming. I can't wait.
but Angela Yee basically, she made some comments and it seemed to ruffle somebody like a lot of feathers. What's the kind? When I first seen it, I don't know. Sometimes certain comments just feel like someone's trying to be slick, or sometimes they inadvertently say something that they don't really mean in that way. They were just saying something. I feel like with her comments, I feel like it was a misunderstanding, but geez, whew, she said what she said, and people came for her. I don't know. I didn't get the feeling that she was basically. I could be wrong, but I didn't get that like, oh, she was trying to be slick. Oh yeah, I was basically the only woman there. I kind of understood what she meant, as in like she's on camera wise when Charlamagne saying some crazy shit. And if DJ Envy co-signing, meaning she being the woman as you're watching live or listen to it live, is like she has to be the woman that responds or holds it down. But I didn't take it as like she was trying to shit on the rest of the cast and crew. But I don't know. That's just how I took it. How did you take it, Bree?
I think because she hadn't made it so generalized when there is female staff working off camera. Again, there's a lot of people that you hear them, they reference when they're talking, staff that's in the back. So she made it seem like as though, she's a woman dealing with all these male conversations and she had to speak for women. And yeah, you are the woman if she prescribed to that voice on the pod, but she just made it seem like it sounded as if she was like in this uncomfortable situation where it's like all these men just talking about men things and I just have to bear it. It's like, nah, shorty, there was other people around. It's okay. You on there, yes, you are a co-host who happens to be a woman. So you're gonna speak on things that's within your knowledge, but that don't make it a bad thing. It felt like she was trying to make it seem like she was always in like these uncomfortable situations. What?
I personally understand what she's saying. Dealing with Charlamagne, DJ Envy, if you ever watch The Breakfast Club, they sometimes sound like womanizers. They sometimes sound like they downplayed women and all this other shit until another woman sat in that chair and they were interviewing her. Then it sounded different. But before that, it sounded, sometimes not the interview, but like their conversations and their demeanor sounded kind of womanizing. And so I understand what she was saying when she said sometimes sitting in that chair, you feel like you're the only woman there, because even though there's women in production, there's not women giving the voice. And unfortunately, when a woman used to sit in those chairs, that's when they used to downplay their womanizing asses and all this other shit. And now I want to sound like they want to uplift women and shit. Fuck that shit. I'm pretty sure a lot of uncomfortable conversations, just like I have a lot of uncomfortable conversations on this pod.
That's what I'm saying. So it's fucking dumb because it's life. If it's two women on there and a nigga, and he be like, oh, well, they were talking about women stuff and I was uncomfortable. Niggas gonna say, boo-hoo, nigga.
But then you have a right to say that, though. If you asked the question, did you feel uncomfortable? Yes, you have. That's like me having an all-girl pod and you sitting on the all-girl pod and giving your opinion, or we talking shit.
I'm gonna give my opinion.
And we sounding like, and we talking about taking advantage of men and robbing them.
And I'm gonna say, y'all sound like some busted ass, bum ass.
But it's still gonna make you feel uncomfortable.
Yeah,
you have every right to say,
regardless of the
you
situation,
have every right to say,
male, female, or indifferent,
every right to say that shit makes you feel uncomfortable. Someone's interviewing you
now
and asking you the question.
Yeah, no, now you saying that after. Let's keep it a buck. Angela Yee was on that fucking on Breakfast Club for how long? For millions of years. They've been doing this shit forever. She could have been voiced and had these conversations. Now she's trying to all she's trying to do is build. She's trying to build a reputation because nobody care about her boring ass. She's trying to build some light now that she away from there.
Apparently somebody said she was on the Tamarind show. And she asked her a question.
She's trying to build a reputation. She weak and she ain't there without the Breakfast Club. Boo-hoo Angie or Angela Yee, Angela McKee, whatever your name is. You trash. And the pod is better without you.
She responded to a question. So that means even though, let's say we worked for years, me and Johnny steps away and starts his own shit and he's asked a question, he's not allowed to answer that question truthfully because he didn't speak on it before.
So now Stephen A, who never played football, whenever he talks about football on First Take, he should be like, oh, I feel uncomfortable because I didn't play football. Come on, man. You can have a point in whatever the conversation
That's not
is.
what you're not listening. If Stephen A was to step away from the show and then was asked in an interview how he felt about something, then he's not allowed to say how he felt because he didn't say there and then.
Yes, he is. I'm saying it wouldn't be made a thing.
It was only made a thing because these motherfuckers.
Yeah, but the thing is, Bree, quick thing. Like I addressed it before, I didn't take it as thing. That was basically saying like the way he took it, like she was trying to be slick with it because she also saying something slick and also knows.
That's the only reason why it's a conversation. Because
it's a conversation because DJ Envy is. I feel insulted. There's people who work here. There's women behind the camera. There's women behind there. Here is DJ Envy crying bitch ass saying he feels offended.
Yes, he is a bitch. That is a fact. But this snippet went viral if it wasn't no intent. Unless I can't even say Andrew created the viralness or whatever.
She did an interview. She was invited somewhere.
So somebody created, whether it was Tamara or whoever the lady was,
DJ Envy.
DJ Envy responded to the shit that's being built, how it's being spread, how the narrative that's being created behind it. Whereas he felt like he had to respond because the narrative that was built is he, along with DJ Envy and Charlamagne, he was in this male dominant space.
She was.
And yes, it's male dominant because there's two guys in the sense, but yeah, I'm in this male dominant space and I'm put in these uncomfortable positions. I ain't saying she created that narrative, but based the way it was filtering on social media, that's what the energy and the environment was for her. Whoever created that, Angie ain't came out and said nothing to kill that narrative either. So DJ Envy came out.
She did come out and kill the.
What'd she say?
She basically, what she responded was that she didn't mean that she, always felt comfortable. She just sometimes felt like she wished there was another woman in the Breakfast Club so that she could have.
So they could take her job because she boring.
Somebody need to take DJ Envy job, but we ain't gonna talk about that.
He a goofball too, and I'm pretty sure we can find another goofball, and we can find another boring woman. So Breakfast Club, y'all got one of the losers out, the boring Angela Yee. Now get the goofball DJ Envy out. Let Charlamagne and friends do it, because the rest of them is trash. That I agree on.
Whew, that was a little hot right there. That was, the Johnsons was going at it. I kicked back, relaxed, and just listened to that thing. But like I said, that's why when I was talking about it, I was like, I didn't see it that way, but Dev obviously seen it that way.
Don't worry, when we get our pod, we're gonna have another conversation. Let's see if she be talking that next episode. I got it. She getting too familiar with herself, John. Now I gotta set the role again.
Who are you talking about? Yo, who the fuck are you talking about?
We talking about DJ Envy and Angela Yee. She trying to make this Ike and Tina.
I think when I make it big, I want you to know, Johnny, that I make it big, and I do my interview. I'm gonna say shit like that made me feel uncomfortable. I wish he would say sorry. Don't forget, Tina beat his ass at the end of the movie. Let's not forget that. I'm just saying, John, he always likes to refer back to Ike and Tina. Let's not forget, Tina fucking beat the shit out of him and took Ike's money. So whether each way you want to do this, I mean, we can do this.
That ain't real. They made that part up for dramatic effect.
Okay.
Made that part up for dramatic effect.
All right.
There's
a fact that she beat that limo. They both came out.
Nah, that was dramatic effect.
No,
Okay. Angela Bassett added that like they added the Temptation, David Ruffin.
All right. Tina has come out and said she don't beat Ike.
Of course, he ain't around to this debunk what she said.
He is still around.
Ike is dead.
Ike is not dead.
Ike is dead.
Ike is not dead.
Ike Turner is dead.
Ike Turner is not dead.
Ike Turner died a few years ago.
What are you talking about?
When she came out with that movie, Ike Turner was not dead. Ike Turner was not fucking dead when she came out with the fucking movie. Ike
Turner died in 2007.
Right. What?
Oh, yeah, okay.
Well, he was alive for that movie. He was alive for the movie.
Yeah, he was. All right, so I take that away. He just didn't want no trouble no more. He just was gonna
he got his ass beat.
Let her have a moment.
Nah, he got his ass beat.
Next topic, Johnny, before I Ike her.
That's crazy.
I see this, right? I see this bullshit over here. All right. Y'all see this shit.
I'm joking.
He ain't joking.
Wait, come on, he talking about cancel shit. He's talking about cancel. He just went, woo, he just went, what?
I'm joking too, fans that watch ASO.
You know I got that one fan. He gonna be like, yo,
you need to leave him. That means you went too far.
He abused him.
Sister, call me if anything.
Blink twice on camera if you need help.
But let's get into Vanessa Bryant. It kind of broke as we was filming, or the day of filming. I don't know, but around that time, so we didn't really touch on it.
Yeah.
The lawsuit when she sued LA County for taking pictures of her loved ones.
For sharing the pictures.
Yeah, sharing the pictures. Like obviously, that's their job to take pictures of like the scene, but sharing it with other people and I think group messages and places is everywhere. Just sharing it basically. She won. Well, she settled the lawsuit, $29 million. It's a win, but overall.
Yeah, it's a win, but is it a win? She, I know she'd rather have her family back than have that $29 million. Like that $29 million is light.
It
That's
is.
what I'm saying.
They got bread for days, generational wealth. She's gonna be well taken care of the rest of her life, and her kids will, be wealthy for the rest of their lives. I think this was more of a principle move because again, it was ugly that these people in LA County and how they were handling it, sharing it about like it was fucking world star hip hop. Like this was just like it was nothing. This is Kobe Bryant, this is Gigi, and also a lot of other people lost their lives.
Yeah,
And
it was 9 people overall. It's
yeah,
just Kobe was the most famous, but it was 9 people.
Fearlessly
9?
sharing it amongst friends, amongst co-workers, like it was just like, wow, like look at this. Like it was nasty. So I think this was more of a principle move. I hope the parties involved lose their jobs.
Which probably most likely is gonna happen.
Yeah, so because taking the money from LA County police, I don't think that really does anything to the the officers who were sharing and the people that they shared it with. I think there should be more consequences. And again, to me, is having them lose their job, have them lose whatever accreditations they got, all that shit. Send their ass on their way because it was nasty what they were doing.
It was disgusting. I think they forgot these were people.
Right.
These people have families, and I don't think she just did it. And I read somewhere she's not gonna just hold the money for herself. She's gonna dispute it with the other families that lost somebody.
It's nothing. It's nothing to her.
It was just the fact that these people lost their kids, lost their husbands in that incident as well.
Right.
So I think she's just, again, we forget that yes, Kobe Bryant is a GOAT, and Kobe Bryant is, he was a superstar, he was a legend, but he was also a father, and
exactly,
and that little girl was also her daughter, and so she was a child, and people forget, like, yo.
And then again, these people don't have the resources that Kobe and Vanessa had.
Right.
So again, this was her doing a fight for everybody, because again, not only was it Kobe and Gigi, it was a bunch of different families, and they have to deal with these heinous pictures and people speaking about their loved ones for the rest of their life.
Yeah, lost, I mean, before Vanessa could go even to the crash site or any of the other family, there was already cameras and people there, and it's like, dude, we didn't even get a chance to mourn and do what we need to do, and you guys, he can't. He can't.
Yeah, it's just a very sad situation overall. Very sad situation. But, but I guess hopefully this sets like sets a precedent, a precedent that whereas you can't be doing this, famous or not. Like if something like this happens, you can't be out here leaking or sharing these photos to other people, because obviously, famous or not, they still have loved ones, they still have family, and there's still people that love them dearly, and it's messed up for them. So,
right, no, it is, and it's a horrible way to even listen. I would sue for way more than that, and it's not because I want the money; it's because I want to prove a point that you guys should not be doing this to these people.
And I think that was the whole suit. That was her whole reason behind the suit anyway. Like, I don't think she cares about the money.
I think people think, because you on TikTok and you smiling and shit, like if she's still not mourning? Not only did she lose her husband, she lost her child. So,
Right.
And she still got 3 other kids at home. So she has no choice but to get up every morning and smile. You get what I'm saying? But that doesn't mean she's not dying on the inside.
Right.
So
That's unfortunate.
it's sad. I mean, it's sad, and I'm happy that she won, and maybe she'll get some closure on this, at least somewhat in her life. I mean, this is not gonna give her the closure of losing her kid and her husband, but I'm hoping that it gives some kind of closure to her life, you know?
Mm-hmm. Now let's talk about Glorilla's bodyguard. Apparently, he ended up losing his job for that incident where, was it the drink that was thrown on Glorilla? I believe it was that incident. She's been...
Stop acting like these security guards supposed to give up their life for us.
It's supposed to be John Wick and shit.
Right, like, you supposed to matrix the shit out of the drink. Like, bitch, what the
Catch
fuck?
the drink midair, catch the drink, the liquid and shit, and throw it back in bullets and shit.
You got beef with niggas. Like, I'm supposed to take on that beef.
Technically, that's the
But again, the job is to protect you.
Yeah.
The job is to get you out of harm's way.
Somebody,
right, exactly. They threw a drink. He got her out of the space. Mm-hmm. She wanted him to go and beat the fuck up whoever it was.
Yeah, that's wrong. Yeah, that's wrong. But I'm saying, in certain situations, a security guard might have to take harm to protect.
Right, exactly. In certain situations, I'm sure he understands. If someone is attacking, I must defend.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
But
I was just responding to Bree's first statement. I'm not saying he was supposed to go do something to her, but being a bodyguard, there's a chance that she might lose life being a bodyguard.
Yes,
protecting your client.
That's very
part of the job.
You're hired to protect me with you. You're hired to protect my life with your life.
Yeah,
that's the fact. But
that's what they stand. That's what they signed up for.
But in this situation, they were both heads were turned, so nobody saw who threw the drink. But she was expecting him to go bully and just go run into the crowd.
Her cousin who was with her, who works with her, saw who threw the drink. Then if you watch the whole video, the cousin tries to leap over the security guards.
Yeah, because there was multiple guards right there.
Right, so. But she tried to leap over one of the security guards and beat her ass again. And she's like, "Let me go!" And one of the security guards again.
That's how you know niggas ain't got no money. They ain't used to having money.
Surely don't.
Because again, in situations now, y'all go back. Now y'all really get hurt.
Right. Get shot.
Y'all get shot. Something happened in the midst of you trying to go. Glorilla is 40 pounds wet. Ain't no telling what these people got. Right. And all it takes is one wrong hit. Now this guy,
she got enough weave and wigs and shit to replace on her fucking head and keep the shit going. I'm sorry. To me, you throw a drink and I have weave on, I'm taking that shit off that same night. I'm telling my stylist, you take this shit off, we're gonna put another wig on or another weave.
If the person wasn't in arm reach, then it's you take the L, you keep it moving. He did right by getting her out the situation because now it's getting rowdy. And then this is the situation. This is the situation where we see too many rapper friends die because situations go left so quick when you could have had a guard like that who moved you out of the space.
Right.
And again, he was an older guy, so you can tell he's been doing this for a while.
But see, that's my whole thing. When I interview, once you blow, I'm interviewing security guards for me and Dorian. My whole question is going to be, how can you take me out of a situation? I don't want you to fight in the situation, and then I'm defenseless. Right. I want to know how you going to exit me out, me and my child, out of a situation.
Right. How you going to leave me from harm's way?
We are out of it, and we are now on our way home, and we are good. Not you going to go fight for me. You going to do this, or you going to stand in front of a bullet. I don't want you doing that shit. I want you to get us out of there.
Right.
Because standing in front of me in danger does not protect you. Bullets go through people.
Right.
Listen, how do you take me from A, B, C?
Right. How do you get me out of harm's way?
Right.
I'm gonna beat them niggas up. No, nigga, now you leave me vulnerable.
Right. Now me and Dory looking at him fighting and shit like, the fuck is this?
Damn, he losing. When they get done beating him,
right hand.
Yo, watch out. Somebody coming behind you. Like,
Johnny ain't laughing. Johnny ain't funny shit.
Yeah, nah, it's funny. It's funny. It's sad.
no, just again, he handled it like a professional.
He did. To me, he took it out. He didn't give a fuck about her cousin. That unless you pay for two, safety.
I ain't hired. I'm not hired by you. I'm gonna have to cover Glorilla.
You get what I'm saying? Because you gotta hire people when Kim, hires for her family, she hires for the whole entire family. Well, you gotta protect North, Chicago, Saint,
Glow still trying to pay niggas $1,000 for personal assistance.
Don't do that.
She ain't got money for paying for
Don't do that.
for her sister.
Don't do that to Glow. Don't do that to Glow.
She still, it's new money. She ain't there yet.
All right. We're gonna leave
people
this.
like that scare me. I wouldn't want to be security guards to the people like that. Because I'm not fighting for you.
And I don't want, and again, you got motherfuckers like that that's pop around you.
Right.
That's scary. Because
Listen.
I can't adequately protect you when you got people that's off the hinges around you and shit.
Right.
Yeah, because you're bound to get into something. That's not saying you're gonna get into something.
Bound to get into some shit.
Right.
And when you get into it, they're not gonna be the ones that have to handle the situation. You as the bodyguard is gonna be the one that's gonna have to handle it.
And again, bodyguards understand what they're up against, just like the police, just like the firemen, just like first responders. The goal is to go home still.
Right.
You know what you're up against. You know what you're hired to do. But ultimately, you want to go home to your family. So you gonna do what's ever necessary to do your job efficiently
and go home,
but still be able to go home.
Right.
And that's what he did.
He should still do it for false termination.
Well, he probably, he hired by her, so she probably gave his ass $100 a day and shit. Like,
All right. Now we're gonna leave one, the bodyguard video. We're gonna get into another video that kind of, stirred up a conversation where a guy talks about how, he had 7 kids with 7 different baby mothers. He was, he admits he had unprotected sex with these women, but he also told these women that he was not, for some of these women, that some of the women expected him to care for children that he told these women basically that he didn't want, and they want him to care for children that he didn't want. And it's crazy.
Conversation.
You said what?
Me and my wife just had this conversation.
Oh.
So this is a touchy subject for a lot of people. So when it comes to sex, right? Yes, you guys are both active participants in sex, right?
Okay.
A woman can have unprotected sex and decide that she doesn't want to have a baby. She understood that having unprotected sex with a man leads to children, right? That man wants to have the baby. She don't want to have the baby. She can decide for the both of them, this baby ain't happening. Right?
Yeah.
The other opposite side of that, a man can tell a woman, yeah, we having sex, but just know I'm not fit to take care of no kids. I'm not really into taking no kids right now, but we are engaging in this sex. A woman still can decide, hey, I'm having this baby and I'm gonna force you to take care of it. Whether the government forces you, well, generally, if you ain't gonna do your part, the government enforce you. If they enforce you to pay, or they make your ass go to jail. Like, that's just pretty much what it is. So in the world we live in, yes, you are a willing participant in it, and you know the consequences of your action. But as a woman, if a nigga tells you upfront, this is where you at, you know the consequences of your action. You decided to do so. You need to be put on your big girl panties and deal with that situation.
Now I'm gonna play devil's advocate right here.
Don't play devil's advocate. Talk that shit you was talking to me. So
No,
don't
I'm gonna play devil's
advocate.
advocate when it comes to. But let me finish.
No, to your point, I was laughing at what Dev just said. I wasn't laughing at you, but I was laughing at what Dev just said.
Okay, go ahead.
He sound like a whole goofy, this particular man.
Right.
Because he keeps saying, women, you the one who carry the baby. Well, you the one who carry STDs, you stupid fuck. Because, and it's the train of thought of like, well, if I don't want it, you shouldn't have it. But you shouldn't be that irresponsible where you just going around sticking your raw dick in everybody. Do you get what I'm saying? Because the same way you you telling her I don't want this baby, you should also think about it that you should not be wanting to raw dog everybody. Unless you're ready to have kids. And the same thing goes for these women. That's all I'm saying. The way he was making it seem was he just sticks his dick with no condoms in everybody, anybody, and expects no repercussions or consequences for his action.
Right.
Now, if you a type of nigga who said, "Yo, I don't raw dog, but we was in sort of a relationship, but I told her I wasn't ready for kids, and she decided to," I'm 100% with you. It's unfair for those type of niggas. But these type of niggas who just want to
Careless, you get like reckless.
Right, they just want to stick their dick in everybody raw. Them type of niggas, there gotta be some type of consequences for them type of niggas.
No, that's a fact. That's a fact.
Come on, man. Like, if you are the nigga that you've been in a relationship with this girl and for a couple of months and you're telling her, "Yo, baby, I don't want a baby," and she decides, "Well, I want it and I'm gonna keep it," that's fucked up. Because he told you from the beginning he should not have to pay the price for you wanting something that he didn't want.
Right.
That is understandable. But if you just keep talking about sneaky leaks and shit, they just jump offs, then why are you
I ain't really listening to
why are you raw dogging jump offs and
he's
sneaky
increasing his chances of having children by his activities.
Right. That's crazy to me. Now you sounding stupid as fuck. So you basically sticking your dick raw in everybody.
Yeah, there is constant consequence and repercussion for everything you're doing. Yeah. I was speaking solely
STD or a baby.
I'm speaking solely on a general. I'm speaking solely on a general.
Yeah, but I understand the point Dev was making because obviously that there is.
Like, I'm separating. I'm not talking about him per se. I'm not talking about him per se. I'm just talking about the nature of a woman being able to decide when she's had this conversation with a man about where he see them, where he feels about kids and stuff like that. I'm speaking.
The only reason why I'm saying that is because he said I'm speaking on behalf of men.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. I'm not even talking about him per se. I'm just talking about the act in a general sense. There's so many cases where a woman will decide for both of them whether they have it or not. And it's an unfair situation.
It is.
Whatever side that you land on, it could be unfair to you because you could have a man who wants to have a child, and he knew that going into this unprotected sex with you, and he was willing to deal with the consequences of his repercussions, and you say, "Nah, I'm not with that." But then you have the opposite, where you have a nigga that you know don't want no parts of that, and then you say, "Yeah, nigga, you go get parts of this." So I'm just speaking on a general sense of both being willing participants, and the decision shouldn't be only one person to make.
Right.
But what I was to say, but to the point that Dev made when I brought this up, ultimately it just seems it's just a woman's choice. to have or not to have, it's the woman's choice, and it seems like the overall consensus in this country, at least, is the choices. If the woman wants to have the baby, she wants to have the baby. She don't want to have the baby, she don't want to have the baby. It's more like that's how they are. It's like it's just overall the woman's choice. So say the man wants to have the baby, but the woman doesn't. Ultimately, it's the woman's choice at the end of it. Even though it's at the end of the day it's a 50-50 thing, but it's the way they they're just saying it's the woman's choice. So if the woman doesn't want to have the baby,
It's 50-50 once the baby enters the world. But at conception,
it's not even 50-50 of that. Because
right, well, true. I'm just
laws
saying,
protect the women, so it's like either way, when the baby comes into the world, it's still everything. The woman still has it's supposed to be 50-50 throughout the
well,
whole
a man has to fight for his 50-50.
That's what I'm saying. So it's like even when the baby is born, it's like the woman gets an extra percentage of it. Like the government, everything caters to the woman in that aspect. So I'm saying like overall, the woman's ultimately the woman's gonna have the choice. So if the man say they've been in a relationship 4 or 5 years, they've conversated about having a family, and the man, she gets pregnant, but she doesn't feel like she's ready to have the family yet, but the man's all in. He wants to have the family. He wants to have the baby, but she doesn't feel like she's comfortable with it yet, and she says no. Ultimately, there's nothing really the man could. I think there's legal ways to fight it, but ultimately, she says she don't want to have it. I don't think there's anything a man could do. It's a tough topic because
depending on what state you live in, the laws might make it harder for a woman to not have the baby, but ultimately, it's a woman's choice. So again, it's a woman's choice, and then once the baby is here, it's still the woman's choice. And so,
the woman's choice for what?
For everything when it comes to that child, whether it's
custody, everything, custody.
All of it starts with the woman, and then the man has to fight for his equal right to.
I would say this: there's a lot of new laws about not being able to give up the baby adoption if the father's involved.
Right. So
let's just say she tries to give up your baby for adoption, and this is in most states. She can't without your signature.
Obviously, that's a win for men, not just how to say anything, but because that was another power decision that a woman can make. She could have the baby and basically decide, oh, I'm gonna have the baby, but I'm gonna set this baby up in an adoption agency, and there's nothing you can do about it. That's something where they have to have the father's signature and the mother's signature to okay that. But overall, as I'm saying, when it comes to children and babies, overall, it's just ultimately going to be the woman's decision. Is there certain things in the details and what overall aspect of it that's not fair for the man? Yeah, there is, but it's obviously definitely a touchy subject because
my wife is saying this nigga's an idiot, so therefore he needs to deal with the consequences because he ain't gonna learn. Mm-hmm. So he needs to be held accountable. We're not talking about the good men, right? That's trying to be good fathers or wanting to be fathers, and then they dealing with women who's making it tough for them to be that. This guy is just an ass and nasty. Right. And so he wants to procreate, and not deal with the consequences of that.
That's all I'm saying.
Crazy stuff, man. Crazy
stuff. I hope he don't catch nothing from doing all this nasty shit.
Well, I hope they don't catch nothing.
That too.
Well, overall, every party involved catch something.
But see, that be my whole thing too. Like, you be knowing this nigga, these people be from these little small ass cities. This nigga got 20 kids. This nigga got 8 baby mamas. This nigga named Tony.
The way it sounds like he'll be adding more to the roster too.
This nigga named Tony.
And his video went viral. His video got posted on the Shade Room, so you know he about to use some of that to get his next woman.
I'm not even responding to your dumb ass. I swear I'm not responding to your dumb ass. I'm just not gonna respond to you.
But okay, we're gonna leave that be. Let's get into Jadakiss said labels should be blamed for violent lyrics of music artists. Yes, no, yeah, I agree or disagree.
No. They can be responsible for marketing and shit, but ain't nobody making these niggas write these lyrics.
It's a tough thing. I think because overall, I think they do deserve some blame because overall, you're right, it's the marketing of it. But certain rappers get more appeal than other rappers. More people like, say for example, not to say who's better or whatnot, but I'm just talking about like people what they talk about. Let's say Lupe, right? And what Lupe talks about. We know Lupe is good, but he's put in a different category. People, let's say, I'm trying to think.
But when it's a lot of these niggas that talk drill rap, killing and shit. But when it comes to like the top of the top, the true art still supersedes all this bullshit. When you think about the top dogs in hip hop, you thinking Drake, you thinking Cole, you thinking Kendrick, even fucking Travis Scott not too long ago. Like,
yeah,
so,
that's true. But I was gonna say, but you know, certain people feel like they're not gonna make it unless they chucking that hot street shit, like that crazy street shit, like like some people feel like they're not gonna get the deal. Their lyrics have to be a little more, grimy, edgy, saying some wild, rob them, hustling, stealing, killing shit.
that's the niggas that can't rap.
Yeah, but it's niggas that rap. That's part of their, that's part of their bars. Like that's a heavy part of their bars. Even the ones that could rap. So, not saying all rappers that rap all the super violent shit can't rap. There's some rappers that rap super violent shit that could really rap.
It's a lot of niggas that rap super violent shit, but the most of the niggas who really can rap, they make a transition because they really can rap.
Yeah, that's true. But some people feel like if they're not saying the street shit, they're not gonna get that record deal. Certain labels won't sign them, even though as good as they are, they're gonna always get pushed back because.
And again, I think that's unfortunately that's hip hop as a whole. A lot of times you come in as something that you think will be marketable, and then as you gain ears, you start to make the music that you want. I think niggas that have long ass careers with nothing, no substance other than kill, rob, steal, shoot, they can't really fucking rap.
Nah, I agree. I'm saying even like even with Kendrick, he's like he's more of a positive rapper, but he also has certain lyrics mixed in there where some he's talking some it's not super violent, but he's talking street stuff. There's some violence in his lyrics.
Hip hop represents the inner city, so a nigga like Kendrick, a nigga like Cole, a nigga like Drake ain't they niggas from the hood, but they ain't hood niggas.
Right.
So you can see shit. You in close proximity to a lot of shit. I speak from that point of view. Whereas my peoples is real fucking gangsters. I'm not a fucking gangster, but I saw a lot of shit. So I can speak on the shit because I'm in close proximity to it. But you ain't gonna never have me, I ain't gonna never be out here acting like I'm this super gangster nigga. I'm a hood nigga. I'm a nigga from the hood. And being a nigga from the hood, you see a lot. You might not actually partake in a lot of shit, but you are in close proximity to a lot of shit. So you see Kendrick talking, a lot of shit is from a bystander point of view because you speaking on stories that you heard, you speaking on shit that you've seen in passing. So that's the fucking hood. Everybody that's mainly in hip hop come from the slums. So you can speak on the shit and not be the shit. Like you can speak on the behalf of motherfuckers you know and motherfuckers you seen really do the shit and not be like, oh, this me. I could talk on some hood shit. I could tell a whole story and speak on shit, that situation I've been put in where motherfuckers had to almost push that line. And I'll still to this day be like, I'm not no street nigga. Whether that's gonna sell or not, it all depends and shit. Cause again, like I said, yes, the landscape is full of the drill niggas, and that's what's marketable. But when you look at these record sales and shit, these niggas don't really be selling. It's just popular. The niggas that be really selling records, selling shows, is the niggas that really rap.
Right.
So the niggas that really rap gonna always, although there's a lot of them that get overlooked, when it comes to the top of the top, it's gonna always be a nigga that can really rap.
Yeah, of course. But like I said,
yes, I get what Jada's saying, but Jada, again, another nigga who grew up, his career is built on shit he done did, shit that he done seen, and it's his story, it's his truth. So I can't be mad at a nigga for talking their truth, because again, when it comes to hip hop, most of the niggas that's partaking in it have no other option. We trying to find a way. So you're gonna have these conversations about street shit that's going on in the spaces that you in. That's urban America. That's Black America for the most part. Again, previously it was the blues where they was talking this shit. You know, it's been other genres where they didn't talk this shit. It might be more graphic now,
right?
But the conversation has always been there.
Yeah,
and unfortunately, white America forecasters and they love taking viewing the hood from the safety of their homes.
Well, they eat that shit up. All that violent, crazy shit, they eat that shit.
They love that shit. They're the only niggas that's really buying the records.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. But that's the demographic. The labels know that. They market it. The labels play. I'm pretty sure the labels, before a record comes out, they hear it. They'd be like, could you add, like, could you know, oh, you said you shoot a gun, but can you say you stand over a person and you'll shoot him while he's laying on the ground? Like, let's make it a little more violent. Like, excuse me, can you say this and add that part to it? You know what I'm trying to say? I
would hope a young nigga in the studio ain't getting rap pointers from a Poindexter in a suit and shit. Like, okay, I like what you said, but could you say, kill that nigga one more time for me? Like,
I think that be happening in certain records. They be like, we want you. This is the image we send you. This is a little softer than what you usually do. Unless you pitch it like I'm transitioning. That's what I said. I agree with you. Artists that last, that are transition to touch all types of genres. They can still, dabble with the violent lyrics, but they could touch everything else. And that's the ones who transition will be able to last long and have sustainable careers. Versus, I'm pretty sure, like, I feel like this, and they might be, the artist might be mad, but the exec, like, I feel like this is a little softer than what you usually put out. Can you up it up a notch? I'm pretty sure they have conversations like that. Like, they definitely listen to the music before it comes out.
I like what you did, but this is a little mal for us. We need. And I'd be like, yo, I'll choke the fuck out of you. Shut the fuck up. Want me to take it up? I just choked the AR, the A&R and shit.
I don't know. I just feel like I could see certain execs really doing that shit. Like, if they pop up for a studio session, they probably don't pop up, but every now and then they pop up a studio session just to listen to their artist. They're like, I feel like they looking for a certain track that they're trying to push, and in their mind, what that criteria is, they'll let you know about it.
Right.
Because once you sign, you know. So
Yeah,
you're
they can
open
say whatever the
to.
fuck they want.
You know what I'm saying, you're open to hear what they gotta say, even if you don't agree with it or not. You sign to them. So I think they get somewhat of the blame. I don't think they get the full blame because at the end of the day, the person still has to sit down and write the verse, and he's gonna write the lyrics, like you said, what he sees and whatnot. And if he sees violence or witnessed violence or grew around in close proximity of violence, that's gonna be his story. But
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. Like again, unless the communities change, then we're gonna still have these stories because again, niggas want to feel like they close to some real shit. So if you motherfucking in Bel Air and you talking drill shit, motherfuckers easily, especially in the technology time, motherfuckers want to know if you really about what you talking about. Motherfuckers really want to know you in these neighborhoods that you say you in. So it's unfortunately for us, this is a avenue for us to have a voice and bring attention to what's going on in these neighborhoods. It's done in a negative way, and we need to fix that. Whereas it's more street reporting than dry snitching, especially with these drill shit. These niggas sound like they all got fucking what's that throat shit when your throat hurt?
Strep throat?
Strep throat and shit. All them, and especially Brooklyn, these New York drill niggas, everybody is, I talk like this and that. I talk like that. Like y'all niggas' voices ain't like that, bro.
That's
They should just heard my voice doing that shit.
definitely crazy. That's definitely hilarious.
That's what I'm saying. Y'all niggas don't talk like that for real. So y'all trying to portray this image. Like you can still talk your shit and still be true to yourself, but they do that because that's the sound that motherfuckers want to hear, and so they so comment to what people deem drill or stereotype it to be, and that's where we fuck up at. But at the end of the day, they still talking about real shit that they dealing with, and I can't fault them for that.
That's true. That is true.
The label just need to put their attention somewhere else. Then fuck it.
All right. Let's get into our closing segment. ASO The List is when we do an expanded version of the Fab Four, and we give you our top 20. So we give you a nice big old list of 20 of what we feel are 20 best. We'll do 20 worst as well. We definitely did 20 worst before.
So I'm gonna tell you, I ain't do no fucking 20.
Oh, you didn't do 20?
Nigga, I did 5. Top 5 comedians. I ain't doing no 20. I don't even like 20 people.
I did 10.
You did 10, so we can cut it in half. Y'all want to do 10?
So y'all, okay, go with, y'all can go. I'll meet y'all at 5.
So me and Bree go from 10 to 5. No, from 10 to 6. Me and Bree will go from 10 to 6 on our list. And then Dev will start from it. We'll do Dev's 5 to 1.
I'm majority at 5.
Huh? So me and Bree will do 10 to 6 on our list, and then we'll meet you at 5. So then after me and Bree do 10 to 6, Dev will give us his 5 to 1, and then me and Bree will give our 5 to 1.
Right.
All right. So, okay. It's a little, the way I constructed this list, because I did 20, but my 10 to 6, my 10 to 6 will go as follows. I'm gonna start over. I put at 10 Bill Burr at 10.
Okay.
At 9 Louis C.K.
Okay.
8 Jerry Seinfeld.
White people, baby.
But there's on that part of the list thing. Number 7 Chris Rock.
Okay.
And number 6 Bernie Mac.
Bernie not in top 5.
Is one he could definitely be swapped, but I gave someone like he has legendary status.
Okay.
So that's why he got to number 6. When I reveal 5 to 1, you'll see.
All right.
My number 10 is Joan Rivers. I always thought Joan Rivers was black.
Joan Rivers funny as hell.
She was black to me.
I miss Joan Rivers, man.
I do too. At number 9, I have Bill Cosby.
Ooh, cancel her.
You know what's funny? No, it's
What?
nah, no, that's fine.
At number 8, I have Eddie. Oh, number 8, I have Eddie Murphy. Yeah, he's at number 8.
Okay.
Don't give a fuck. At number 7, I have Wanda Skies.
Wanda Sykes.
She's
To
funny.
me one of the
Now,
funniest.
Wanda Sykes is actually pretty funny.
She's funny.
She's one of those few black people that I think should get more appreciation but doesn't in the industry.
Yeah.
And at number 6, I have Will Smith.
Will Smith.
Will Smith is a comedian. He ain't no fucking real actor.
It's stand-up comedians.
He is stand-up comedian.
Yeah, he is goofy.
Okay.
Stand-up comedian to me.
Oh, she got Wilson at 6. Steph, you're 5-1.
All right. So at 5, I got Martin.
Okay.
Martin Lawrence.
Mm-hmm.
Def Comedy Jam. Comedy in the 90s would be nothing without Martin Lawrence. All right.
Okay.
Put some respect on his name. At number 4, I got Eddie Murphy.
Okay.
All right. Eddie Murphy, number 4, greatest stand-up, one of the greatest stand-up / comedic actors to ever do it, right?
Mm-hmm.
At number 3, I got Richard Pryor.
Okay.
Number 3.
Mm-hmm.
The GOAT, the Yoda to Eddie Murphy and a lot of great stand-up comedians.
The Yoda to his Luke Skywalker.
Exactly. My second pick, my number 2, might not be number 2 on anybody's list ever. But Bernie Mac is by far one of the funniest niggas I've ever seen.
That is facts. Bernie Mac is. That's why he's someone that I could move, but he's definitely one of the funniest people ever. Like Bernie Mac's hilarious.
If you put Bernie on the stage with some of the greats, Bernie gonna have roughly top 2 set of that night.
Right.
That's how fucking good Bernie is. And Bernie just one of those niggas who just naturally funny.
Yeah.
No, he definitely is. He's definitely
Shit talking ass, funny talking ass nigga. Bernie, and we went to the same high school.
Okay. That says it all.
But Bernie stand up funny as fuck. And number 1, the GOAT to me. Johnny's GOAT as well.
Dave Chappelle.
David Chappelle.
Damn, Kevin Hart didn't even make that list.
Not my top 5. Kevin Hart is not. He probably make it 10. Kevin Hart might make it top 15.
Damn.
Not a top
No
5.
offense to Kevin Hart, he made my top 15. He made my top 15. And my list of 20 made my top 15.
I mean, y'all just crazy.
But
Kevin Hart had an incredible run. Incredible run. He is that guy, comedy actor now. And he had great stand-ups too. But he don't compare when it comes to those guys.
the first couple of stand-ups was elite. I felt like some of them had a little drop-off. But I think overall he's more funny. He is like the earlier stand-ups that went, that he did. But I feel like he's more funny in movies than in stand-ups. But I like Kevin Hart. I think he's funny.
Yeah, he is. I definitely got none but respect for Kevin, but not my top 5.
That's crazy.
All right, so me and Bree about to do our 5-1. My number 5, like Dev, I have Martin Lawrence at number 5.
Smart man.
At number 4, one of the godfathers of these comedians, I got my guy, Bill Cosby, at number 4.
Counsel that man.
I got Bill Cosby at number 4.
R. Kelly is a great R&B singer. We ain't saying his name.
I would, if y'all gonna ask me who's the greatest male R&B singer,
Well,
I'm gonna say Kelly's name.
Y'all ain't gonna try to stir the pot, but my man Bill Cosby innocent. But innocent. But at number 3, I have Richard Pryor at number 3.
Uh-huh.
At number 2, Eddie Murphy.
Okay.
And at number 1, I went with Dave Chappelle.
Not crazy.
The GOAT.
If it's overall comedy, Eddie Murphy is the GOAT. But he hasn't done a stand-up in a long time. Even though he has one of the best stand-ups all time, Dave Chappelle has been consistently giving us some good stand-up.
Eddie is the best comedic actor.
Yeah.
He's done the stand-up. He's had the box office movies that were funny. So Eddie is the ultimate comedic actor. But I'm speaking solely on stand-up.
Yeah. That's why I put Dave Chappelle ahead of him.
All right, baby. What's your top 5?
Y'all crazy. At number 5, I have some more.
Okay.
I think she's funny. When I used to watch
Samora was always too freaky for me.
But that was made her funny. No?
It was always too raunchy for me. Although she's mad funny. I can listen to it now, but growing up when she was in her prime, I was like, yo,
I used to sneak and watch.
All she talking about is fucking and sucking and vagina.
At number 4, I had Keanu Wins.
Ivory Wings. Yes.
He's the mastermind. Keenan's the mastermind.
Yeah, he is.
I used to love watching his stand-up. I thought it was
to one of his day, he has one of my favorite movies, man. Low Down Dirty Shame.
Yeah. Last time you brought me mile. Last time you got me Supergirl.
Nah, even one of my favorite scenes.
Y'all remember this?
The kitchen scene. He's like, yo, he said, fuck, I can't. That used to be my shit. He said, hey, yo,
yeah,
man,
you always said, hey man, I ain't touch you.
He said, you putting your fingers through my head, sharpshooter. And he was like, that was like the first part of it. He's like, yo, man, I ain't touch you. He's like, all right, how it goes? All right.
Don't be mad because you was
cruising your sleep last night. Started speed. My man, Wayman, man. Nah, Wayman had some quotables. That's one of the movies I could really have I remember it.
Number 3.
And you know who was bald headed in that? Jada Pinkett.
Oh man, that movie was hilarious, man.
Number 3, I have
Bernie. The scene with the gay white guy when Shane played like he was the boyfriend.
Number 3, I have Bernie Mac.
You brought up Keegan Ivory Wayans.
Yeah. He is a good stand-up. At number 2, I have Cat Williams.
Number 2, you have
Cat Williams made my top 15. I love Cat Williams.
You got Kevin Hart at one.
Funny as shit.
Where's Dave Chappelle at?
I'm not a big fan of Dave Chappelle. We talked about
Whoa.
But me and you have had these conversations.
But when we went saw Chris Rock, Kevin Hart, and Dave Chappelle, he had the best set.
I told you I didn't think I think Chris Rock had the best set, and I told you that. When we was sitting there, I was like, I liked Chris Rock's set.
Chris Rock,
the one who stood up and almost cried that Dave Chappelle was there. You're the one who was like, no, say it ain't so, say it ain't true. When the D and the whatever
the C came out,
you was like, no, your eyes open that wide. You almost like you was about to cry and shit. You stood up.
That's an amazing feeling, man. That's Dave.
Yo, that shit was crazy, man. I'll never forget that. That's one of those moments in my life that'll live forever. That's a fact, though.
But overall, I think everybody had a good list. Me and Dev had the same.
No, you was like, what's that?
Sorry, that's what I said. I said, look at that symbol. What are you talking about? Because all you kept saying was, no, it cannot be. Man, for real? Nah, it cannot be. And I'm like, who is that? Who could it not be? And you you don't know the symbol? No, the fuck, I don't. I don't know. Everybody who saw the bat signal got excited.
Yeah, niggas went crazy.
He stopped.
Now, I'm not gonna lie. I'm probably frozen to y'all, but listen to that whole beat.
Girl, you were froze, bro. Because again,
I hear that that's in a pro.
Let's end this shit now because this shit.
But what I was saying is, while Bree was saying that story, all his I the sign and people was going crazy. That's all I heard. That was my attempt at doing the robotic voice.
Yeah, let's end this shit.
But with that being said, that's a wrap on this brand new episode of Another Shitty Opinion Podcast. Your boy John, my co-host Bree, and my guy Dev in the motherfucking back. We are out.